All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
We want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to all that are out there pushing the word of sincerity and the truth. It's the brother Barzal.
Karatazah.
Yeah, we're here with another lesson. Basically, going into went previously a couple of weeks ago on building an entrepreneur mindset. And this is going to be another segment of basically building an entrepreneur mindset, building a world ruler mindset, thinking regally, thinking like a man of nobility. You know, and I have Mr. Brother actually showed me this image right here. You see before you is the differentiating lines between successful people and unsuccessful people. Because what makes a successful person is dedication, hard work, um, scheduling, organization, um, always taking themselves to the highest height possible, challenging themselves on all aspects, rather than somebody that's unsuccessful. An unsuccessful individual will blame others for the things that they go through. They'll stay in a depressional rut. They'll never try to push themselves and challenge their potential, which in turn just puts them in a cubicle and makes them lack motivation, starves out their growth, and eventually, just keeps them in that poor mindset. And of course, this isn't revolving around being an entrepreneur and making millions. It's just a millionaire mindset. Because a king or a man of rulership, it's a mindset that comes with that, man. You know, you look at these, the princes and ancient nobility, royalty. They had a beautiful mindset. They had certain things that were very productive that they involved themselves in. They wouldn't involve and put themselves into things that were seen as counterproductive. For instance, ancient kings, whether in Britain or France, they were into policy. They were deeply embedded in policy. They were deeply embedded in economics. If they weren't doing economic and things to expand the kingdom, they were doing physical things to elevate their minds, reading, communication, sharing information of things that would go on as far as the province or the quarters that they were dwelling in. They always kept a certain mindset, and they always kept an edge about themselves for all predicaments. So if anybody would actually come against them, they would have the mental structure to actually defeat. Because even in the time of even the thing about world rulers, you always had certain individuals that would conspire and would try to come against the king and catch them off their guard. But them having the faculties of wisdom constantly sourcing around them, a lot of times they would catch the schemes and plots. They would have individuals that was set up. They would just prepare for all aspects, whether warfare, whether building, investing, and structuring their kingdom for that next wave of individuals actually dwelling there, so on and so forth. And they set up ranks. They set up individuals under them that had the same mindset. Now they might not have been the king, but they had the mindset of the king. Whether it was a duke or a cardinal, a bishop, whether they was in a religious office or something of such, they had their mental scruples. And a lot of them restrained from women so that they could actually keep themselves fully involved and indulged in their practices to the best of their ability. So we're just gonna read a little bit on the difference between successful and unsuccessful, and go into a couple of scriptures. So this is under successful people. It says, successful people give other people credit for their victories. They exude joy, share information and data, have a sense of gratitude, continuously learn. And these are great aspects. These are magnificent characteristics that we all have to look to put on, as it is written. Put on therefore as the elect. So if we want to be the elect, and we desire the office of the elect, and the office of a king, the office of a priest, and so on and so forth, we have to embody these things. Like it says, give other people credit for their victories. A nigga would take the credit for everything. And that's a form of appreciation.
Yeah.
Whenever we elevate in the office of spirituality, what do? We give all praise to
How
Yahweh
about you?
Shem Shah.
That's right.
You know, and we give honors to our teachers that taught us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's very important. But a nigga will backbite, man.
Yep.
Feel like he did it on his own. You know, but it says also share information and data.
Mm-hmm.
Because as we grow and as we elevate in this spiritual journey of ours, we have to give each other information. The word information is and formation. Formation
Mm-hmm.
is the building.
God.
So we're looking to build each other and edify
That's right.
one another through sound speech, through
Yeah.
sound wisdom.
That's why brothers, us here in Atlanta, I'm sure other camps have classes, trading information, and linking up, brothers is trading, man, trading the knowledge, they trading them talents,
That's right. And the scriptures speak so heavily about trading information,
Mm-hmm.
which is known as talents in the scriptures, and it condemns the act of hoarding.
Yep.
Hoarding information and not freely giving. It says you
Mm-hmm.
freely have received, freely give.
That's
You had
right.
the individual that took the knowledge
And hid it in a napkin.
hid it in a napkin.
Yep.
And the results was basically he got rebuked
God.
sharply and basically condemned. So continuing on, keep a journal.
Mm-hmm.
Keep a to-do list.
God.
Keep a to-do project list. Talk about ideas. Set goals and develop life plans.
Mm-hmm.
Want others to succeed. Operate from a transformational perspective.
Hey, we want brothers to succeed, man. We don't want to see brothers not making it in this thing. That's why the scriptures say, let brotherly love continue, man.
That's right.
That's showing love, and each and every one of us that's on this battlefield to receive that crown, man.
That's right.
Yeah,
it's not a thing where we're tripping each other up to get to the race faster to be have a position higher in the 144,000. We're all looking to make it to the finish line and actually removing things that may impede the brother that's behind you. Now, certain brothers may come in at a later time and they might be less developed, underdeveloped than you. And your job, as the scripture says, he that is weak in the faith, receive ye not to any evil disputation. It says also in Sirach that there's a man that is weak, but he fears the Lord and he have need of help. So in the spiritual journey of ours also, we have to help one another.
That's
Helping
right.
is very imperative, because if the brother beside you becomes stronger and more fit for the master's use, it's going to better you. It's going to bring out the best in you.
That's right.
And that's why I say it operates from a transformational perspective, because we're looking to transform. And before we're physically transformed and stripped from this carnal body to the spiritual body, it first starts with our mindset being transformed.
That's right.
All right. The scriptures tells you in Romans 12th chapter, be ye transformed through the renewing of your mind, and be not conformed with the ways of the world. Somebody that's unsuccessful and of a poor mentality, they just conform with the ways of the masses.
Yep.
Everybody's going left, they're going to go left.
Yep.
Yep. Which one is that?
They followers.
Yep. Blind followers.
Blind followers.
What it says, the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch.
Yep.
So it says, accept responsibility. And that's very, very important, is to accept responsibility on all aspects. Taking a high level of initiative. Not just throwing things in the background like, oh, that brother will do it, or the elder of the camp will handle that. No, you take these things on your own plate, and you take the initiative, because being an initiative-based brother, and the more initiative-based men that surround you, the more work gets done.
That's right.
It takes the spirit of sloppiness and sluggishness out of the circle, and it makes everything flow like a well-oiled machine.
That's right.
And continuing on, to read every day. Hey, it tells you that in Joshua the 1st chapter, these words shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night.
That's right.
So reading is also pivotal in this walk of ours. Keep it to be list. A word to be in the Hebrew is power, which is to exist. So to be and to become elevated, you have to schedule yourself. You have to scale yourself. You have to like the scriptures speak about, measuring up to the perfect stature of Yahweh Shah. You should have something to put as a goal set in the spirit
Yeah.
where you want to be. Do you want to be better with communication, praying,
Mm-hmm.
having these different things, seeing where you fall weak at, so you can pray for
Yep.
things, and the Lord could actually stimulate you in those areas you
So
may
you
fall
can
weak.
endure.
Yep. So,
Yeah.
like the brother said, so you can endure.
Because when you look into that word endure, also it means to exist continually.
Mm.
You know.
And that's what we're looking to do, is exist continually
Yeah.
through endurance and through wisdom. So it says, forgive others. And the scriptures speak heavily about that, forgiving your brothers for their transgressions as the Lord forgives us.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't hold grudges. And with the grudge mindset, it leads to self-destruction,
Yep.
because you're holding too many things against so many people.
That you can't even focus on your wrongdoings.
And you can't forget, yeah, you can't
Yep.
focus on your wrongdoings, and you feel like you have a sense of an entitlement, which
Yep.
that's even on the opposite aspect on the unsuccessful people.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it says embrace change and compliment, and give other people's credit for their victories. And I think I already read that, but I'm gonna read this on the opposite spectrum as unsuccessful people, which we have to shun away and run from this side
Mm-hmm.
as far as possible. So it says secretly hope others to fail. But these are all just aspects of being a straight up nigga.
God, basically.
A nigga just wants you to just fail.
Yeah.
Here it is. Our nation is full of failures,
Mm-hmm.
and Jake, they want the man right beside him to fail too.
Yep.
They don't want to see no success, but they don't want to see
Mm-hmm.
the man around them basically being a royalty.
God.
And it's all about what you reflect on yourself, because Jake really doesn't look at themselves as being successful. They look at themselves as unsuccessful. So if they see
Mm-hmm.
somebody of a common kindred getting better in the spirit, it makes them jealous.
Yep.
It makes them envious, and it's a crab in a bucket mentality. Well, when you see how crabs operate, a crab that's trying to climb out of the bucket, what the one crab do? Grab them
Grab
with
'em.
their pincers and yank them back down, man. So it says, don't know what they want to be, blame others for their failures, hold a grudge, talk about people, fly by the seat of their pants, take all the credit of their victories, operate from a transactional perspective, exude anger, hoard information and data, say they keep a journal but really don't,
Mm-hmm.
think they know it all, fear change, criticize, have a sense of entitlement, and never
Mm-hmm.
set goals.
God.
And these are all, like I said, this is all nigga shit.
Yep.
You don't want to build yourself up. You don't want to see others built up around you.
Mm-hmm.
You're not putting yourself in the mentality of elevating yourself.
God.
And it's like the end result of all these things is basically failure
Yep. Or
and,
death.
or death.
Because a lot of those examples are examples of being proud.
That's right. And what the scripture says, pride is
Mm-hmm.
when one falls away from his creator, man. And
That's
so
right.
if you have a level of pride and niggericity in you, then you ain't gonna make it. The Lord's not
No.
looking to sign up niggas to the kingdom of heaven.
No.
He's looking for successful individuals
Mm-hmm.
that have preconceived royal mentality.
Yep.
You know, because before we actually enter into the gates of the kingdom, our mindsets have to already be sourced around a kingship, so to speak.
Nah.
And this is Wisdom of Solomon 6, and I'll start at 20. Therefore, the desire of wisdom bringeth to a kingdom.
Mm.
If your delight be then in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom.
That's right. Honor wisdom, man. I honor this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has given us, man.
Yep,
You know, it'll bring us to a kingdom, man. You
that's
know,
right. And it's an opportunity for a lifetime, man.
God.
This isn't something that everybody has easy access to. It's not just something you can just pick up and grab. It takes a high level of discipline. It takes leaders. It takes individuals teaching you this wisdom, helping you grow, helping you become stronger and wiser.
Mm-hmm.
Beating down the old man that resides and looks to make you weaker.
That's right.
You know, because if you have we're looking to grow in a kingly mentality, and something has to be broken down, and it's the old man. And that
Mm-hmm.
old man looks to creep and looks to fester and come back up to whether it's through the spirit of laziness, whether it's through the spirit, like the brother said, of wanting others to fail. And we're
Mm-hmm.
looking to detach from those things, man.
God.
We're not looking to be um, the basically adversarial in the spirit to the Lord, because the Lord has things that make him that pleases him, and it's things that pisses the Lord off in the scriptures.
Yep.
You know, some things are pride, arrogancy, like it says, feet that run to evil.
Mm-hmm.
It basically speaks about sowing discord amongst brethren.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all aspects that niggas do: robbing, killing, stealing,
Yep.
murdering. You know,
God.
jealousy, adultery, coveting the man that's next to you,
Yep.
rather than building them up. And we're not looking to follow that path, man. We've
Mm-hmm.
seen so many individuals in our daily lives that followed that path, and it led them in the grave, or it
Mm-hmm.
led them into prison.
Yep.
And we're looking to get out of this prison, and we're looking to get out of this grave, as David said. You know, David spoke about he shall not die in the pit. You know,
God.
which is the grave. He doesn't want to die in the pit, and it spoke about the prison, in Jeremiah, the prisoner exile hasteth that he may be loose from the prison, and that he shall not die in the pit. So we're looking to get the hell up out of here, man. It says also in Proverbs that a wise man's eyes are above, that he may depart from hell beneath.
Mm-hmm.
So continuing on, so it says, if your delight be then in thrones and scepters, O ye kings of the people, honor wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
that ye may reign forevermore.
That's right.
All right, and I'm gonna get 2 Timothy, the
God.
second chapter also.
I got a quick precept
Okay,
too.
yeah, you go ahead.
God, this Sirach chapter 6 verse 37. It says, "Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and
Mm,
meditate continually in his commandments.
mm-hmm.
He shall establish thine heart, and give thee wisdom thine own desire."
Right, and it'll be so accessible if you just meditate and stay attentive and stay in tune with
Mm-hmm.
the flow of the body. And
God.
that's why you see how the apostles didn't gain all that wisdom overnight. It was a continual growth. It was continually building. And you'll see these super successful individuals, these Mark Zuckerbergs, these Steve
Uh,
Jobs, even though they're devils, but they didn't build that $1 billion enterprise overnight. It
mm-hmm.
started with $1. Sometimes it started in the garage. Sometimes a lot of these individuals started flat, broke,
Yep.
slap broke. You know, no type of individuals wanting to invest in their craft. No
Mm-hmm.
individuals actually seeing the vision of what these individuals are trying to create. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
believe on their capabilities, and they still, through their stubbornness of whatever they were involved in, they still trucked forward with
Yep.
whatever people thought, whether positive or negative. If people felt like it wasn't going to take off, they didn't give a hell.
God.
They didn't let the mindset of others shift their growth or their
Mm-hmm.
dedication. They kept going, man.
Yep.
Whether they felt like whether others felt like they were crazy, they were stupid, they were
Mm-hmm.
wasting their time and money and energy. Whether their women left them, because those situations happen too. Certain men were so involved in their craft that their women actually got the hell away from them.
God.
You know, but guess what? Things pop. After a while, those individuals, through their aggressive dedication, through timeless energy and working discipline, they got there. So we have to always, you know, you learn from all individuals. You learn from all walks of life, and seeing these individuals, and they're just looking to build, you know, whether Apple, you know, build computers, or
Mm-hmm.
we're looking to build a nation. We're
That's
looking to
right.
build the kingdom of heaven, restructure the things that's been broken down, the
Yeah.
tabernacles of David which were fallen.
Yeah. So if you look at it, our objective or mission is way more higher than these entrepreneurs of now, man.
That's right.
We're not looking to own one um multi-million dollar business, man. It's something way higher, man.
That's right.
You know.
Exactly. It's a little bit more on that.
I know that was it on that.
Okay. This is scripture, 2 Timothy 2:21. If a if a man therefore purge himself from these He shall be a vessel unto honor,
Mm.
sanctified, and meet for the master's use,
God.
and prepared unto every good work. Flee also youthful lusts, but follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace with them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart.
God.
But foolish and unlearned questions avoid, knowing that they do gender stripes. So the main point is us trying to be in the house of the Father, and the Lord is looking for fine dining, man. You know, the Lord is all about fine china. He
That's
ain't,
right.
he ain't looking to eat off plastic cups. He looking for cheap silverware, goldware.
That's
So
right.
we're looking to polish ourselves and rid ourselves from the dross, the dregs of wickedness, so that we could be potentially those men. Because it's all about faith. We walk by faith, not by sight, you know. And if we are those men, we have to embody everything that it would take to structure a kingdom of heaven. Like we said, it starts now. It starts with the growth. It starts with us vibing in the spirit,
That's
elevating
right.
our vibration, building our spiritual frequency, honing in on the best of ourselves, you know. And I'm gonna end it with this scripture, Titus 2.
God.
And always taking these risks, not falling into comfort, because that's the thing about an entrepreneur. That's why we put it in that perspective of building an entrepreneur mindset, because the word entrepreneur means a risk taker,
Mm-hmm.
and we're looking to take risks for the kingdom of heaven. This whole walk of ours is a giant risk. You know, it may cost some of our of the brothers' lives. It speaks about
Mm-hmm.
individuals to martyr us
Mm-hmm.
for the words that we're speaking. And what they said, in a day where everybody's being conformed, speaking the truth is a revolutionary act. We're basically spiritual rebels, man.
God.
And like it said also in a unsuccessful to successful difference, unsuccessful people follow the masses, but successful people, they go
Mm-hmm.
against the grain. We're going against the grain in this thing, man.
That's right, bro.
And this is Titus 2:7. Matter of fact, I'll start at 6. Young men, likewise, exhort to be sober-minded
Mm.
in all things, showing thyself a pattern of good works, in doctrine, showing uncorruptness, gravity, sincerity, sound speech that cannot be condemned, that he that is of the contrary part may be ashamed, having no evil thing to say of you.
Mm.
Right, so if individuals even come against us, they can't even speak shamefully.
God.
Because what? We following ourselves in the
Mm-hmm.
doctrine of uncorruptness, gravity, sincerity, showing a pattern of good works and
That's
righteousness
right.
that no man has access to even condemn,
Mm-hmm.
whether they feel a certain way. Because you're going to have haters in this walk.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going to have individuals that are going to hate that you climbing those stairs of success.
That's right.
And that shows that you're elevating, because
Yeah.
individuals that try to pull you down, you got to be going up, right?
Yep.
You know, so this is just something